I can't even begin to tell you. I said yes so quickly. So in the last 10 years of Curated, there's a few cars that just stick out as just these icons that, as a young kid, I would have never imagined having the opportunity to buy, let alone drive, or let alone even be in their universe. And I would say one of the biggest thrills of just being part of Curated and this journey has been being around just these icons and really timeless cars. One of those cars on that list has to be the Lamborghini Concept S. Now, first introduced in 2005, 2006 as a one-off project, but with the intention of building 100 cars. It was going to be basically a series out of the design studio of these limited run cars, which we now see often today. We see the Sion and the new Countach and all these different cars. And this would be really the first one before the Reventon and all these different cars of a very limited run of unique cars based off their production models. Now, it was shown at Pebble Beach, it was shown around the world, and there was a design model, but what a lot of people didn't realize is they made a second car that was a complete running, usable VINed car. And this car was eventually shown at Pebble Beach. It was shown at Pebble Beach a few times, and then it disappeared. What I did not realize is this car had been sold to a major Canadian collector. Now, many years later, that collector would then put it at auction with RM Sotheby's. RM Sotheby's would sell it, and then it would go up for auction again. They'd sell it again. And I think one of the auction sales, the car did not sell, but the other auction, it did sell. Now, the car sold to one of the most important collectors in the US. Can't go down his entire collection, but imagine everything from 24-hour Le Mans winners to multi-million dollar Ferraris. It was about 2 years ago that we actually got a call from one of our colleagues that asked us if we would like to purchase the car. Now, I can't even begin to tell you, I said yes so quickly, because for me, this is a car of the next generation. It's a car that really is such a symbolic car of Lamborghini's history. When you think of modern prototypes from Lamborghini, there's actually not that many cars. There's the Aventador J, there's the Miura Concept. So you could maybe count on two hands all of the concept cars and prototypes of the last 30 years from Lamborghini. The cars are very, very rare. So to have the opportunity to purchase a one-off from this significant collector was completely surreal. So we ended up purchasing the car. Once it arrived to Miami, I would just say this impact that the car had on me, the fact that it was titled, it was registered, and it had 140 miles. So someone had driven it, and it was just this beautiful piece. Now, the coolest part of this story is one day, it was late at night, and an email pops in my inbox, and it is from Luc Donkervogt. Now, if you don't know who that is, he is the gentleman that is responsible for the Murcielago. He's responsible for the development of the Gallardo, not the whole design process, but definitely the Concept S, definitely the Miura Concept, the Diablo GTR. I could go on and on and on of Luc's sort of feats, and I think he's one of the greatest designers of our time. And he emails me and he's like, wow, it's so amazing to see that you have this car. This car has a special piece of my heart. Lamborghini was always an important company to me, and I'd love to share some drawings with you and designs with you. So we start emailing back and forth, which again, if you want to talk about surreal moments in the life of a used car dealer, this sort of tops them all. Emailing back, I could feel the passion from him. And I invited him. I said, Luke, anytime you're in Miami, please visit us. I'm in the process of selling the car. Once it's sold, I'm going to try to keep it in our universe, and I'd love to share with the car with you once again. Now, what I learned from Luke is the car was actually originally painted another color. It was actually originally, and it was never shown this color. It was like a Grigio Linux. It was this beautiful charcoal color. He actually shared those pictures with me. I cannot share them with you, I don't think. We'll ask him. But with these bright silver wheels, it was actually a different style of wheel, and he shared those pictures with me. So again, a surreal moment to be chatting with the gentleman that designed the car. And really, he was inspired by these great 50s racing cars, these Barchettas with no roof and the glass around the driver. What I think is so special about the Gallardo Concept S is this was way ahead of its time. I mean, when you think today that Ferrari has built 500 Monzas that sell between anywhere from $3 million and $4 million. Aston Martin, McLaren, Mercedes. You know, you think of the Sterling, you think of all of these cars that followed the Gallardo. Unfortunately, I believe the CEO, Mr. Winkleman, canceled the project after showing it in Pebble Beach. So only one car was ever built running. That's this exact car. Actually, it's cool. The VIN ends in 001. So to have it in our universe ended up being surreal. I ended up selling it to one of our closest friends, a dear friend of Curated. He is a younger gentleman, and I think the way I was so passionate telling him about the car, he just couldn't resist. And I hope that we have the opportunity to buy it back one day, because I think it's just so special. I think it tells an incredible part of the story of Lamborghini. Tells an incredible part of the story of design and modern design. Looking back, I think one day we're gonna realize just how rare these special Lamborghinis are. Things like this that escape the museum. To put a cherry on the top, to the end of the story, again, a surreal moment was Luke Donkervalk visiting us in Miami. I was able to walk around with him at the car, showing me details of the car, what he did with the wheels, what he did with the front hood, and all of these unique features. And we had the most incredible afternoon, and of him just sharing me these details. So 10 years of Curated, I would say that the Gallardo Concept S has to be one of the greatest purchases that we've ever made.
Have you ever gotten an automated speeding ticket either from a fixed position camera or a school zone? In the US, that's less common than it is in Europe, and most of the time when you get the notification, they'll tell you that it's just about the payment, that they're not going to report anything. As long as you pay your speeding ticket, you won't have any points on your license or any additional risks. But did you know that those are some of the easiest tickets of all to fight and beat, especially with a partner like the Ticket Clinic? In Florida so far, they are 500-0. They've never lost fighting one of these tickets. So not only can they get them totally thrown out, but they can save you a ton of money. So check them out now at the link in the description below. You can actually just take a picture of your ticket, no matter when it comes in the mail or how you're issued a ticket, and text that picture to 305-305, and that'll get them on the case immediately. They'll let you know exactly what the proper course of action is and what their strategies are for every local municipality or jurisdiction to get your ticket dealt with. And of course, for regular tickets, for speeding tickets and things like that, the Ticket Clinic is your perfect partner to fight every one. They'll help you avoid costly fines, risk of license suspension, points on your license, jail time, higher insurance premiums, all the bad things that come with getting a bad ticket. The Ticket Clinic can help. They've got a nationwide network of attorneys that can help you find the perfect local partner that knows your area, knows your county, knows everything about it, and can help you fight your ticket and achieve the best possible outcome. So check them out now at the link in the description below to thank them for their support of VINwiki and fight your ticket with the Ticket Clinic.